Hello, 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 and welcome to Life Extraordinary. I'm Genine Howard, if you don't know me, and today I'm just doing some free training for you on a tool that I've used for many years to set my own goals and to achieve literally every one of them, if they're aligned with me, and I'll get into that soon. I am a big goal setter and always have been, and probably like some of you have been taught the traditional way of setting your goals and achieving them. But what I've actually found in the last few years is that the way we're taught to set our goals is actually mismatched to how our brains like to deliver our goals to us. So I'll get into that a little bit further as well. But what I've got today is a tool that I found probably about 6 years ago. And when I got shown this, I thought it was a little bit crazy because it involves some drawing. Yes. And, you know, being the Virgo perfectionist, very analytical, I was like, drawing? Seriously? I don't have time for that. So what I did though is gave it a go. And I set a goal for myself to have a national newsstand magazine. As many of you know, my background is in magazine publishing, and I had worked for many people for many years in magazines. I did even have my own magazine. However, what I wanted to do was really have like what I thought was a real magazine, and that is one that was on newsstands in news agencies. Well, 6 years later, I got that. In fact, I had an international magazine that was in newsstands across Australia, New Zealand, Singapore, UK, US, UAE, yeah, all over the world. That was my little one magazine. I've now sold that one because I got my dream, and, you know, once I got that dream, I kind of checked it off and needed to move on to the next one. So I also set some goals about what I wanted my life to look like. I actually at the time wasn't 100% sure of where I wanted things to go, but it was interesting. What I put on this particular goal was some things that I wasn't even sure of at the time myself. I didn't allow myself to even think of it. One of them was I put a picture of an aeroplane with two little babies on the aeroplane. This is at a time when I didn't even admit to myself that I wanted to have children. A few years later, here I am, 2 children, and yes, we do fly around the world traveling for fun and for business. So I really have achieved some amazing things through this particular tool. Before I get into the tool, I'll get you to pop onto one of my previous Facebook posts. There is a goal mapping template, which I've got for you for free to download. When you download that, you'll see that there's a 3-page PDF, and it's called Brian Main's Goal Mapping. So you'll see some crazy things like this. There'll be a front page which will be instructions. Now, this is the exact same template that I used way back then to create my dreams and goals, and that I still use literally today. So I want you to download that. Just have a look at it as we're talking through, because I'm going to walk you through how to actually use this. For those of you like me who are a little bit dubious about, you know, the airy-fairiness sometimes that can come across with the whole manifestation and live the life you want, I think this is going to change your mind. You know, this for me was really the catalyst for me being able to not only just work out what my goals were, but to literally have them come true for me. So today I have a business that I can work from anywhere. I have a business that earns me multiple 6 figures. I usually have 2 businesses at once, but I do only work part-time. I'm really adamant about having that balanced family life for myself and for my clients. So, you know, I've got a pretty cool life. I'm heading off to Miami on Friday for a week for work and for the magazine and for a bit of play. I've this year alone gone to LA, to Florence and to Paris. My husband, he's living his dream. Most of you know who follow us. He's an actor. And so we moved to Melbourne 3 years ago for him to pursue his acting dream. Hi, Michelle. And, you know, life's really paid off for us, but it didn't happen by accident. You know, so the life that we created for ourselves is something that we literally planned out and mapped out with our goals. So what I'd love for you to learn from today's free training is that when you truly get in touch with what it is that you desire to have in your life and why you want that, you can absolutely get it. I will also say sometimes the version of how you get it is a little bit different to how you thought, because we don't know what we don't know. So what I'd say is through this process, be open to the possibilities and open to the opportunities of what really this goal mapping could do for you. With this goal mapping too, I've done quite a few webinars in the past. So I've actually not trained anyone in this for about 3 years, a couple of years. It's kind of went by the wayside and used as a tool for myself. I've got a lot of other tools I teach my clients, but I went back to this the other day and I was like, that's right. This is seriously the catalyst for what has brought me the life that I live today. So the first thing to do before we even bother about looking at these goal maps is really crucial. If you don't do this step, don't even bother about doing the goal mapping templates. The first step is you need to tap into what your desires are. You know, you need to really tap into what is the life that you want for yourself. You know, as I would say, what's the extraordinary version of the life that you want for yourself? You know, what would it be from a business perspective? You know, what would you love? Would it be, think about the money that you'd like to make. That's usually an easy starting point. We all kind of have a figure, or most of us do have a figure in our head of what we'd like to make. Have a think about what sort of structure you would like your business to have. And I mean literally, you know, do you want to work 4 days a week, 5 days a week? Do you only want to work a couple of days a week? Would you love a business where you could work anywhere in the world? Are you more of an office type person? Are you a person that likes to be a leader and have a team of staff? You know, whatever that business structure is for you. I'd also like you to think about who it is that you're here to serve. Now, this is when things get really interesting, is when you work out who it is that you desire to serve and what it is that you'd like to do for them. So take a moment to journal this. You know, what I always say is grab a beautiful journal, or, you know, I've got a lovely journal here that I use currently for my Divine Living Academy. And, you know, I take time each day to really just tap into my desires of what it is that I really want for my life and for my business. Take as much time as you need for that part, because that is the crucial part. Without the dreaming, how are you going to set your goals for yourself? So let's say, for example, step one is you've actually done this process. You know, you've allowed yourself a couple of hours, perhaps at a beautiful coffee shop with a gorgeous, yummy cup of coffee and even cake. And you've allowed yourself to really tap into what it is you desire. You've dreamt up this life. The next step is to get your goal map. And what we're going to do is 2 sides of this goal mapping. And this is where it's so different to any other goal setting you would have done before. You're going to find a template like this one, which is for your left brain. Now, if you're like me, very analytical, you're going to love this one. Basically, what I want you to do is write your goals, okay? Not as simple as that. You know, when we're being taught how to write our goals, often we'll say, I want to be a millionaire by December 31, 2017. The big catch here is, if that's your goal, I want to be a millionaire by December 31, 2017, it sounds like it's very, very clear, but it's not to your subconscious mind. To your subconscious mind, what you've just said is that you want to be a millionaire. Doesn't mean you're going to be it. What we're going to do through this process of the left brain and right brain templates is we're actually going to trick your subconscious mind into believing that your desires and goals are already here. I'll get into that more later. So let's start here. What I want you to first do, and don't do it right now, but this is the step for you, is right here. We start here in the middle box. Your main goal. I want you to work out what is the main goal that if you achieved that goal, it would help facilitate everything else you want in your life. So to put it plainly, sometimes money is like the easiest thing to work with. So for example, if you earn, say it's $350,000 by the end of next year, that will facilitate you to, travel throughout the world, have the business structure you want, hire the staff that you need, etc. It may be very different for you if you're not financially motivated. It might be as simple as, I'm living life on purpose. I leave a legacy. So that main goal, we want to start there and we want to get it. So that's quite big. We always talk about the big, hairy, audacious goals. This is the time to have that big, hairy, audacious goal. And I'll just give you a story for a moment about these goal maps and how you can have a big, hairy, audacious goal and may not quite achieve that, but achieve something very, very close to it. So Brian Main, he's a UK guy who actually designed this goal mapping. When he first took someone through it, this particular guy wanted to be an astronaut. Now, he was already, a fully grown man. He's not like a child going, I want to be an astronaut. He decided, I think he might have been in his late 30s, that he wanted to be an astronaut. Now, Brian would have said to him at the time, really? Are you sure you can be an astronaut? And this guy was adamant. Absolutely, want to be an astronaut. So, in his main goal, he wrote down here, I'm an astronaut. A few years later, he didn't end up being an astronaut, but he ended up being one of the heads of NASA. So pretty darn close. Now that's a goal that was massive for him. It seems so far-fetched. So what I'm saying is go for gold. Absolutely go for gold in this. When I put down my main goal, my first goal map I ever did, I put in this goal here that I have a national newsstand magazine. Now for me at the time, it seemed quite unachievable, but I got it. Might have taken a few years, but I absolutely got to it. So think up that one really intense, exciting goal that really fires you up and put it in that middle section. The next one to do is these sub goals. Now, we've only got room for 5 goals on this particular template, but you can do as many templates as you like. I want you to do 4 other goals that are not necessarily related to this one. So it might be that you have one around health, one around family, one around perhaps a hobby or a passion pursuit that you've got, and something that might be adventure related. So 4 different goals around the outside there. And I don't want you to fill out this template yet because I want you to learn the right way of doing this as well. Really makes a difference. When you're writing your goals, think back to what I said before about I want to be a millionaire. If you tell your subconscious mind that you want something, whether it's to be a millionaire or I want to go on a holiday, all your subconscious mind here is that you want to do it. Your subconscious mind actually takes literal direction of what you tell it to do. So what I want you to do is literally tell your subconscious mind what it is that you want. So I am a millionaire. Very powerful. Instead of I want to be a millionaire, I am a millionaire. Pretend this one's a health one. You might say you want to lose 10 kilos. So instead of saying I want to lose 10 kilos, you would say I have lost 10 kilos. Or you might even reframe that to say I am fit and healthy and weigh 62 kilos, whatever your goal weight is. What we're trying to do here is get your subconscious mind to a point that it thinks that you already have the goal that you want. This is the absolute key difference in any goal setting that they skip. We're trying to get this subconscious mind back here, which drives 90% of our decisions. We want it to be doing exactly what we want it to do. So once you've done those goals, The next part is really, really important, and that is why. You know, most of us live our lives by having lofty goals, but having absolutely no idea why we want those goals. Now, what's the point of having a goal if we don't know why we want it? When I talk about the why, it's the feeling behind that goal and what that would give you. So, for example, you know, you might have a goal in your business to have a service-based freedom lifestyle business that you travel the world. Now, that sounds fabulous, but what if traveling the world stinks? What if you hate living out of a bag? Like, why do you want to do that? Like, it's not for everybody. So think to yourself, why do I want that? If it is aligned to you that you want that because that will give you a sense of freedom and a sense of excitement and a sense of adventure, then absolutely. So what we want to do is put it up here in our why. This section up here is related to these goals down here. If you achieve them, what's it going to do for you? Why do you want those goals? You know, freedom is usually a great one. Love, feeling success, those kind of things. So I want you to write those words down in there on your template. Now, we can't get to the goals that we want without knowing how. Now, I will stop here. This is one part of this goal mapping technique that I actually don't care if you don't even fill out, honestly, because I'm very big on it doesn't matter how you get to your goals. You'll work that out along the way. But, you know, for argument's sake, if you did know how at the present time, fill in this section here. What are 3 ways of how you can get the goals that you desire to have? It might be that you need to do a course. By the way, I'm not big on doing course after course. You probably already know everything, so just trust yourself. It might be have confidence in myself. It might be that you need to do more marketing. You know, you need to ramp up your Instagram or ramp up your Pinterest. Whatever those hows are for you. Again, in the language that you use for this entire goal map, it is imperative that you use it in the positive and the present tense, like as if you already have it. So a how might be, I have ramped up my Instagram following to 10,000K. Not I want to. I have ramped up my Instagram following to 10,000K. Always in the I am, I have. So in the positive and the present tense. Once you've worked out the hows, and again, don't worry too much about the hows, but then we want to fill out who's actually going to help you. So think about in your life at the moment or who you desire to help you with this. So it might be a mentor or a coach. It might be someone that's online that you want to follow. It might be a mastermind partner or an accountability buddy that you need. It might be someone that you want to learn from. So who are those people that can help you get to those goals that you've set down? Again, always in the positive and the present tense. The other thing is obviously when. When do you want this to happen for you? Now, I generally like to use these particular goal maps for a 12-month period. So I set myself a 12-month goal and I'll often do smaller ones in between. So what we want to do is write today's date down the bottom here. And then up here, write when we're going to achieve it. So basically, this is a timeline of when you're going to achieve these goals. So it all makes sense, doesn't it? Like it's fairly explanatory. Write your goals in the box, write why you want it, how you're going to do it, and who's going to help you. Write the date down. That's not where it ends. Like if that's where it ended, that would be like every other goal setting that you've ever done before. This is where it gets a little different, people. Second template. What we're doing here is we are actually working with your left brain And your right brain. Our right brains, or our creativity, or our creative consciousness, loves to see in images. In fact, it only sees in images. Words for us are about this much. In fact, 80% of what we learn is through visual. Take note of that for any social media as well. Your visuals are very important. So in the context of goal mapping, this is the missing step that goal setting has, is imagery. Now, you're probably saying, yes, vision boards have imagery. Yes, they do. But the problem with vision boards is that they're not your images. Usually what you're doing is, traditionally cutting and pasting out of magazines, or, grabbing beautiful images off Pinterest and creating a board. They weren't conjured up from your imagination. So you've got to get out colored pencils, bright ones if possible. That's a texter. Colored pencils. I'm going to show you mine in a moment so you can see. Now, this part is the part that I used to roll my eyes at. Oh, for God's sake. But it's the part that makes the difference. Now, I'm going to show you mine. Here's my written one. I'm not going to show you exactly what it is, but whoop, written one. Very exciting, not exciting. I don't even look at it after I write it. This is the one that I look at every single day. Oh. Okay, I'll run you through it. So for me, the drawing part of it is really, really fun when you get back into it. What we're trying to do is get that richness and juiciness of when you were a kid, of that imagination of what if my life could look like this. So here I am in the middle. Look at me. I'm in my pretty dress. I've got lots of people. I've got cameras, lights, action, computers, speaking the works. Clearly, you all know what I do. You know what I want to do. I'm out there, Eddie. So for me, it's about having mass impact and create a movement of women who want to live their extraordinary life. And, my visualization of that is me standing in front of a crowd of, hundreds of women, speaking, being online, being very visible. So conjuring that up into imagery looks something like that. Some of my other sub goals were to have a tribe of beautiful clients who love and adore me and love and adore their life. Look at them. Yay, yippee, whoop, whoop. They're going off. The other part down here, I'm lounging, is, lots of rest and relaxation time for myself. Over here, there's me, the hubby. Look at him. It's very strong, doing his little push-ups there, and the kiddies. So for me, it's all about having a very connected family life and having health, fun, and happiness. And you can see up here my whys. So, bit of peace, bit of namaste, for love, leave a legacy. That's a little morbid. That's my tombstone. And for me, it's freedom. So having all of these things will give me happiness, freedom, love, and leaving a legacy. That's my why. So see how drawing that really takes your goals to a whole other level. Here is my house. I've got some online marketing, my business model, learning and resources. And here's my who over here. And you know who you are, lovely people. And a couple of you don't even know that I'm ready to work with you. So for me, doing the process of the drawing is activating that right brain and creativity. And you've got to put lots of color into it. This is really important. I don't care if you do stick figures. So if you're going, I can't draw, then don't worry. You don't need to be able to draw. It's only for you. So, I've had a bit of practice. Here's my hubbies. Don't tell him I showed you, but this is my husband, so I think he's pretty good. Now remember, husband, actor. There's a lot of movie cameras going on. Hello, hello. Bit of this, bit of that, winning awards, all for love. I don't even know what his is. That's okay, it's his. This is for you and you alone. So once we do these, the next step is crucial as well. So take note, I'll just recap. What we need to do, number one, is we need to dream and desire what our most extraordinary life is. Take time to go and journal about this. This is really important. I want you to conjure up, imagine, a great way of doing this, I teach my clients, is to imagine in 12 months' time, a day in your life. And what would you love it to feel like and to look like? What would you be experiencing? How would you be feeling? What would you feel about yourself? So conjure up that, spend a couple of hours at a coffee shop. If you get a chance to go away on holidays, spend a couple of hours by yourself just journaling. Second one is to write your goals in the positive and present tense. So in the I am, I have, not I want. So I have, I am doing. The next one, step 3, draw your goals. Get colorful about it, really feel into it, get playful. How often is it that we're allowed to be playful in our lives? The last step is marrying it all up together. And this is, I guess, another step that is often missing in goal setting. And that is, you got to put this on your fridge and look at it every single day. When you're looking at it, you're going to breathe into it. Okay, let's just go with me here. This is what I do every day. Stand in front of the fridge before I have my breakfast. Breathe into it. I go around every single goal and I mutter to myself, I am a superwoman. And I won't tell you what my goal is, but I am a strong woman. I am a superwoman. I go all the way around and I tell myself, and this is where, because your statements and your goals are in the positive, I am, I have, your subconscious mind is soaking that in and it's going, yeah, baby, we do have that. And it will drive you towards that goal. It will drive you just like you drive your car every day.